Welcome back, Agent. I'm glad to see that you're still alive. Well, the board of directors has sent me down your next assignment. It contains an audio log that you should listen to so that you have the utmost of information on your next subject. Remember to be safe out there. Here at Corporate Horror, we pride ourselves on not only our safety, but our integrity. I must have been staring at that thing for an hour, and it stared right back at me. In reality, we had only stared at each other for a few seconds. I guess this entire time I was kinda hoping that it was like a lion chasing a zebra. If it didn't catch this one, the predator would find someone else to hunt. My luck, this thing was coming after me, and I had no choice but to find a way to get out of the building. I couldn't get home with it sitting on my car. Strangest thing, I felt safest knowing it was on top of the car. At least I knew where it was and what it was doing. If it decided to move, I would be truly and seriously fucked. Enough was enough. I reached for my desk phone and began to call 911, thinking that I would be able to call the cops and get them to shoot this thing off the car while I sat comfortably in my ivory tower. The cops didn't laugh or seemed to try to discredit me enough to where they wouldn't have an excuse to come and help. They probably heard the concern in my voice and figured that I was telling the truth, or crazy enough to be a danger to someone else and check on me. You know, to be on the safe side. Either way, they would see the demon on the car and know that this had all been a true nightmare. A few minutes passed, and though I never took my eyes off the creature, I realized I hadn't been paying enough attention to realize it had altered its appearance even further. Now, it was barely recognizable to the gray, fleshy mannequin with no distinguishable facial features and lanky chest, arms, and legs. This creature had full human-like lips, like they were model lips. Its chest had breasts, like they were poking through a blouse. The fingers protruded long, manicured nails. And finally, its feet had arched in the center, making the feet look like high stiletto heels. Its appearance resembled some sort of demonic, fictional woman. Woman? Abigail hadn't left the office not too long ago. She must have been in the garage by that point. So, I rocketed towards the elevators. They led me to the lot. I shouted, scanning my head back and forth, hoping to find Abigail, but I was having a difficult time spotting her. Just then, I saw her notice me, yelling her name. She was standing talking to another male coworker. I began to run, hoping that she hadn't seen the thing chasing the two of us. She started to scurry away and began to run once I got close. I tried to tell her I was helping her dumb ass, but she wouldn't pay me any attention, per usual. I caught up to her, as putting keys into the car took up time for her. I grabbed her by the shoulders and spun her around. She seemed afraid of me. I yelled at her for that. "You don't understand. I'm trying to save you." I pushed my body on hers and kissed her lips, though she tried to rock her head away, to get her lips away from me. "I love you. Why won't you love me?" I demanded to know. She gave me no answer and tried to push me off. I couldn't believe the insults this bitch was willing to put me through. All I had done for her, all I was willing to do for her, and she couldn't help herself but to insult me. I swallowed my pride real quickly when I heard the metal of the car behind her rumble and looked and saw that beast. Straight down into my face, it stared. It opened its mouth and it shrieked so loud, both me and Abigail had to cover our ears. I grabbed her and we tried to run as fast as we could to get away from it. I looked back one more time and the strangest thing happened. In my mind, At the moment, I felt vindicated, like Abigail would recognize me for the hero I was meant to be for her. As these thoughts crossed my mind, the monster's female features grew. The lips filled out. The breasts grew. The stiletto-like feet raised in height. It was affected by my thoughts. My thoughts of Abigail were driving it. The healed feet did nothing to slow it down. It closed the distance and pounced, jumping onto me, holding me to the ground, and giving Abigail the opportunity to run. The lips of the mouth separated, and razor-sharp teeth revealed themselves to me. I could feel my body shaking with fear. I was crying. I was so terrified. I closed my eyes as burning, sharp pain sank itself into my shoulder. The pain made me open my eyes, seeing the monster bite me as hard as it could. It leapt back as bullets entered its body. I looked back and saw 2 police officers shooting to end the creature's life and save my own. They came and picked me up, letting the creature run away. I begged for them to tell me if they had seen Abigail, only to put me in the back of their squad car, wearing handcuffs. It had appeared that despite me saving her life, despite the malevolent demon chasing us, the only thing Abigail focused on was the report of me being a little too forceful with her next to the car. My behavior earned me a termination from my job. Abigail watched me carry my things to the elevator, the whole way with her arms crossed, never once seeming to care that my arm was in agony from the fresh bite wound. My behavior to some may seem less than gentlemanly, but I was in love. I would have done anything for Abigail. That creature, whatever it was, hasn't been seen since. Not even by me. I took my shame and my savings and moved out of state. I planned to buy a very cheap shack in the woods, or maybe I'll be safe from that thing. Somehow, wolves, bears, mountain lions don't scare me as much. Not anymore. I keep my mind off of Abigail, not because I don't still love her, but because I know that thing will sense it and could track me down and finish off what it had started in that parking garage.
All right, Agent, your next case file can be found here. For all further cases, you can always check back here at Corporate Horror. And of course, if any other information or research is needed, you can always check back at the previous case file here. Most of it's redacted. Is it really taking you this long to read? Okay, look, if you're not going to take the file, I really need to put this back into the archives.